Hello divine creators, welcome to the Mela Universe. We are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. It is time for a tarot reading. Let us see what we are receiving at this time. There's a bit of chatter and barking in the background, beautiful beings. We trust you can hear us clearly. Okay, let us see what's coming through at this time. Okay. At the center of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. And within, we have the Four of Pentacles. Double 4, 44 on the ground already. Going to an 8, that infinity frequency. Without, we have the, excuse us, we're gonna sneeze. Okay. We were at the frequency without. We have the King of Wands. At the base, we have the Seven of Cups. And crowning, we have the Two of Wands. Okay. And underneath the deck, we have the Moon and the Hierophant, which is quite powerful for, we believe it's the 28th of this month, 28th of October. We have the full moon eclipse in Taurus, which is the Hierophant frequency. So we love that as the overall energy in this read. This is the energy, the frequency, this, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze one more time. Okay, we usually sneeze in 2s or 3s. Okay, so we have that full moon and that partial lunar eclipse in Taurus happening on the 28th. And this is the energy of the full moon, is a completion of cycles of you creating absent source, creating your destiny, right? The Hierophant is the Taurus frequency, which is the second house energy of your resources, your structure, your stability, ruled by Venus, relationships too, and the fundamental, the basis of relationships, the basis of your security, the basis of your safety, of your career, of your finances, right? Where are you basing it? And you're no longer basing it through the external, through the illusion, through the reference points of the world. You are now allowing source to emerge, to embody. You're embodying source and allowing source to be where you are creating, where you're expressing the basis of your everyday experiences. And so it's a new cycle of that. It's a releasing of everything that is dishonoring source creation, and a new beginning, a manifestation, a fullness, a completion of that frequency, bringing through a manifestation born of source within you. So a beautiful opportunity for manifestation, for you to receive something. We see it here with the Four of Cups, for you to receive something born of source, born of the embodiment of source within you. And then of course the eclipse, the what's hidden being revealed, right? The releasing, the revelation of that source frequency, of something in your physical environment which was not available to you, which was hidden, which wasn't seen because you were creating an illusion, now being revealed, now being shown to you because you're embodying source. It's now available for you to discover it. So this is an awakening of source manifestations in your physical realm for your foundation, for the foundational basis of your relationships and the foundational basis of your creation, of your career, of your safety, of your security, of that home frequency. So it's quite a fundamental emergence of this frequency, whatever's coming through for you, whatever you are receiving energetically. It feels like an energetic reception. It will manifest in the physical, of course, but you need to receive it vibrationally first in order for it to awaken in the physical. And it feels like it is coming through this manifestation, this energy, this frequency which was not available to you before, now coming through for you and establishing itself in the physical for that earthy Taurus frequency. Okay. And here we see it because you have been waiting. We see it with the Four of Cups. You have been waiting for something, for a breakthrough, for an answer, for clarity, for a manifestation. And Source is saying you're no longer now to receive from the illusion, knowing exactly how things are coming. You're receiving from Source here, from the unknown. And within what's happening, Source is saying Four of Pentacles, that Taurus energy, from the stability, right? So right now your physical source is grounding. That's the spiritual frequency. That's the spirit work happening within you right now. There's a grounding that's required as you are getting used to being in the physical more than ever before. Remember, spirit came through to assist you in the cocoon. You embodied spirit in order for you to have a feel of source. And now that you're within source, the spirit frequency has returned back to spirit, and now you are getting used to your physical source, how it feels like to be source in the physical, no longer in the guidance or with the guidance or with the flow of spirit. So no longer within the water energy, but now within the sand energy. Just as fluid, sand is just as fluid, just as malleable. You can pour sand into a cup. Sand, you can mold sand into different shapes. Sand, you pick it up through your hands, it flows through your fingertips, right? Just like water, it's fluid. You are simply getting used to now having that fluid state in the physical, and that's the grounding that's happening. And Source is saying, well, this is happening. You are waiting for something to come in, and Source is saying, we are assisting you to receive this, but it requires this grounding. It requires you to trust Source in the physical. You in the past, in the unawakened energies, when you were creating in the physical, you experienced a lot of trauma, some of you, a lot of unpleasant situations, a lot of heartache, a lot of suffering. So for you to trust yourselves in this energy, for you to trust the physical, is a little bit of a bit of precaution. It was easy when you were embodying spirit because you could feel the frequencies of spirit. You could almost detach from the earth. You could detach from the collective pain. You could detach from what's happening around you. It was a lot easier for you to just follow that guidance and just trust Source, trust spirit and flow. But now you're in the physical and you're asked to trust again. You're thinking, we have been here before. You want us to trust now, Source? And Source is saying, yes, please trust now, because you are stable now in the physical as spirit. You are stable as Source. You are stable. The physical is now fluid as the sand. So now you can receive from it, but you need to trust what you receive. What you're receiving is stable. What you're receiving, the guidance you're receiving from Source in the physical is stable. And as you trust this, as you come to that place where you trust the inspired thoughts, where you trust the way, where you're learning how to trust this new medium, you're learning how to navigate this new way you are being, you're learning how to trust these open spaces again, right? There was a time where you almost shied away from human connection, and that was when you were embodying spirit, and then you got used to it, and then you became one with Source, and then you were able to trust and go out there and be more fluid within the physical again. And now that you are back in the physical, you are feeling that energy of, I want to just like tap out of this again. And Source is saying, don't fear. It's different now. We want you to trust again. We want you to explore again. We want you to feel yourself engaged. Don't run away from the collective pain again. You've already learned that lesson of trying to avoid it. And then you had to be open, sitting as love to transmute it when you were the embodiment of spirit. And now we ask you to sit again within love and transmute it as you're now the embodiment of physical Source. And as you do so, you will receive the guidance. And then here in the physical, you are now the King of Wands, right? Receiving that guidance from the stability of physical source. And you are now taking lead with that energy. So in your physical aspect, you're now taking action, and you're doing through source. You're doing through the inspired source, the inspired thoughts, the inspired action you're receiving, as you're now finally finding yourself grounded in physical source. Spirit is coming through saying, there was much you wanted to receive. When you were the embodiment of spirit, you had many thoughts, you had many inspired things, and you were saying, okay, I'm ready now, it's ready to come in, it's so clear. Sorry. And it was quite frustrating that things were still almost withheld from you. Things were still not really fluidly manifesting. And Spirit is saying that's because we were the Spirit, we're the divine feminine. Our realm is the spirit realm. We manifest many things in the spirit. The physical is your domain. We can't come in here and manifest for you. We were simply guiding you to remember how it feels like to be source in the physical, to remember how it feels like to be grounded within source in the physical. So you were the embodiment of the King of Wands, but it was through the spirit frequency. So we had to release it so that you can be the embodiment of source, but in the physical frequency. And now that you are the embodiment of source in the physical frequency, also known as the butterfly, you're now the butterfly. You are now ready to finally manifest your desires and manifest your dreams. And it might be feeling a little bit, almost that the wind is out of your sails. You're a bit tired. You're thinking, oh, source again. How many times are we going to go through the cycle of, well, we're there, we're ready, we're there. And the source is saying, yes, we know it has been repetitive. We know it has been a cycle, but there's much that had to happen. As the caterpillar, you first had to release the conditioning. And then, yes, you manifested things and they did work out, right? And then in the cocoon, you had to release the caterpillar. And yes, you manifested some few things and then they worked out, right? And then as you were there, the embodiment, you became a spiritual butterfly and you felt free and you stood and you manifested a few things, and yes, they were working. They weren't really 100% what you wanted, but you could feel this energy slowly moving. And now finally you are literally in the physical as source, no longer with the illusion, no longer with the handheld guidance from spirit. On your own, you are choosing to be source in the physical. On your own, you are allowing yourself to be source in the physical. This is a powerful frequency. Now, finally, go for it and trust. Trust your intuitive plans. Trust what you're receiving. When we say it's time to write that book, write it now. When we're saying it's time to make that music, make it now. When we're saying it's time to travel, it's time to do this, just do it, do it, do it now. Do it now. We know you've lost steam. We know you are exhausted. We know you think it's another wishful thinking. We can feel how exhausted you are because it's been such a long journey. We say this, and we're also saying this to Kemet, who's channeling for this frequency you see is also high. And we have been encouraging them to keep going because they're also feeling quite tired of the changes and then the going and the changes and the going. And we can feel them as we're channeling at the back of their mind as they're observing this reading with you all. They're also laughing, thinking, okay, source, fine, we will trust one more time as we now finally receive these inspired thoughts, and just miraculously we'll trust it'll happen. And we say, yes, Kemet, it'll happen. Yes, divine beings, it'll happen. Trust. You are now finally ready to manifest your dreams here. 7 of Cups below, because look, finally the transition, the transformation. You are now stepping into a world where your desires come true, where your dreams and your goals and your destiny comes true. And this is now the time for you to effort, as it were, for you to engage in those activities, for you to write that book, to make that music, to choreograph that dance, to write up that business plan, to collaborate with that person who you feel inspired to collaborate with, to speak to that investor should it be inspired, whatever it is that you were feeling and it never really felt right. Now the inspired, intuitive thoughts are stronger now. They're really crystallized, clear, and the hesitation is simply because you're not so sure. Because whenever it came through, it wasn't really stable, and we're saying it's now finally stable. It really is now finally stable. And this full moon eclipse in Taurus is assisting, is adding that magic, is adding that clarity, is adding that sprinkling of divine frequencies to assist you at this time to now move forward, to now create within your destiny. Trust now as you are guided along your path. Trust now as you step into a world, into a realm where truly your dreams come true, because there you are holding that Ace of Pentacles, honoring your truth, honoring your worth, honoring who you are, placing yourself on that pedestal. Here you are finally seeing all that you are worthy of. Thus look, the beautiful destined experiences, the goals, the manifestations, the blessings, the dreams are now finally able to see you. You are now shifting into a realm where you are a vibrational match to everything you have ever wanted. It's been a long journey. It's finally the time. And this is the shifting into it. Why? 2024 reduces to an 8. Infinity frequency awakens fully next year. That which you are as source within is manifesting as source in the physical. It starts now. The shift starts now. The integration starts now. For when we hit the 1111 portal, you are receiving now the light codes of the infinity frequency of you creating as source through the physical realm. As we shift into the 1212 portal, the 11 portal, the 22 portal, the 33 portal, and all the other portals of next year, you are now finally seeing, physically manifesting the progress, things that you're working on. You're seeing the progress. It's no longer a feeling of it'll happen. You are literally living and experiencing it happen. And we are thrilled and excited for each and every single one of you to experience this. We simply ask you to not give up, to not lose steam. And we are bringing through a powerful burst and a boost of energy through this full moon in Taurus, this eclipse, to assist you, to give you that boost, that leg up, as now you are ready to experience your physical source like never before. Blessed be.